You can say the Word is the foundation. What is the gospel? What is the Word? What were the essential truths that made Christianity Christianity and distinct? Now, one of the things that we see when we read our Bibles is that there was a pattern of teaching that was handed down. Remember what Paul says? He says, I commend you because you remember me in everything, and you maintain the traditions even as I delivered them to you. Paul's got these traditions that he hands down, this teaching that he hands down. He says the same thing in Romans 16. He says, thanks be to God that you used to be slaves to sin. You have come to obey from your hearts the pattern of teaching that has now acclaimed your allegiance. Think about that language, pattern. That implies repetition. There was this same basic truth that was taught all throughout the early church. The same kind of message, the same kind of story. Later generations would call this the regula fide, or the rule of faith. Now, we talked about this when we talked about Moses in the Old Testament canon. When we say canon, we're not talking about ba-boom. That's two ends, singular, and canon is a Greek word that means measuring stick. How do we know what's true? What is the standard for what it means to be a follower of the law? In the New Testament, we have this standard for what does it mean to be a Christian? What does it mean to believe the Christian faith? And so while Moses was the standard in the Old Covenant, Jesus is the standard in the New Covenant, and he has this message and he gives it to the apostles. And so when scholars look at this, what do we see as the rule of faith? What was this basic gospel message, the basic core truths you had to believe to be a Christian? Here they are.